President Trump has escalated the U.S. trade tensions with China. He's threatening to raise tariffs again on essentially all remaining imports from China, which are valued at an estimated $300 billion. This comes after the Chinese delegation left meetings with U.S. officials in Washington yesterday with no deal. Nikole Killion is at the White House. Nikole, good morning.
Good morning to you, Michelle. President Trump said the talks were candid and constructive and insisted that his relationship with China's president is strong, even as he moves to raise tariffs on Chinese goods, which could potentially impact millions of Americans.
Trade talks between the U.S. and China lasted just 2 hours Friday and ended without a deal. The nearly one-year trade spat reignited an all-out trade war. Overnight, the U.S. Trade Representative said, the president ordered us to begin the process of raising tariffs on essentially all remaining imports from China, which are valued at $300 billion. This comes after President Trump slapped a 25% tariff on $250 billion worth of Chinese goods Friday. The president tweeted, talks continue, but noted the tariffs may or may not be removed depending on what happens with respect to future negotiations. Later, he told Politico his tweet seems to be having quite an impact on the market. I looked, the market was down, he said. Now I think it's up, so it shows you what happens.
You know, we're the piggy bank that everybody wants to rob.
Earlier in the week, President Trump took aim at China, saying the U.S. has been taken advantage of.
They allowed China to freely loot our economy.
But before that, he expressed optimism about reaching a deal.
Let's work together. Let's see if we can get something done.
In a barrage of retweets, the president said tariffs will bring in far more wealth to our country than even a phenomenal deal of the traditional kind.
So they'll be paying. We don't make the deal.
However, U.S. importers and companies are likely to bear the cost of the tariffs when goods arrive from China. That would mean higher prices for American consumers, which could then eventually weaken the Chinese economy since their goods become more expensive.
You're going to see both American companies and Chinese companies probably being, hurt equally by the tariffs. So there's going to be symmetric pain being felt, I think, on both sides of the Pacific Ocean.
China is vowing to retaliate with necessary countermeasures, which would likely include higher tariffs on U.S. products. Chinese officials hope to continue trade talks with the U.S. in Beijing, although, Anthony, we still don't know when that could happen.
Nikole, thanks.